live in the house here, ladies and gentlemen. AJ, I'll tell you what, we ran up with two awesome drivers here with us. We got Mr. Matt Weston and Danny Waters. How you doing, man?
What's up, man? It's great to be on the show with you guys. We love listening and watching. It's awesome. Everything's great. I don't know about great drivers. We're mediocre at best, but we've been trying hard.
You're doing way better than I am because I don't even have a yellow band that says driver, so that makes y'all that much more important.
You can have mine. I turned it red 7th hour ago, so but you can have mine for souvenir. It is for sale.
Yeah, so they're actually going to be autographing these driver bands tonight. So if you guys want to put in bids, we'll take a $500,000 for the band.
Yeah. We can be had cheap and easy.
So tell us a little bit about what kind of, I know we understand your drag racing, but what kind of drag racing we're doing.
Well, I'm racing the Super Street class. It's 1090 index, quarter mile. Everything's kind of all over the place. It's pretty much any bracket car that has doors. You can race in that class. You got to weigh 2,800 pounds. We normally have a better car count. We're a little low on cars here, but it's the end of the year and people's stuff's worn out. Seems like we're a little light here, but everything's going great. And loving it. So I run Super Comp 890 class. Actually, in NHRA I run Quick Ride and won the World Championship, the Summit Spectacular, whatever it is. I won that, fortunate enough, this year. Last year, I won the 2016 NHRA Division 2 Super Comp Championship, which they have beat me to death this year. So it's a good thing I won it last year and had 3 entries this year. I mean, they really, I had to call security to a few races. I mean, they wore me out.
Well, you guys now, tell us how you got into drag racing or how long you've been doing it and so on and so forth.
So I started out, basically I had no choice. My dad had drag raced forever. I grew up at the racetrack. I remember leaving church on Sunday mornings and changing clothes and going straight to the racetrack, and made my first pass when I was 9 years old in a 63 6-cylinder Chevy 2-4-door. Awesome. Before they had guardrails and kissed. My mom loved that. That was great. But as I got older, matter of fact, at 15 years old, I started running bracket racing. So I got into the electronic side of things and was fortunate enough to do really well. In 1996, I started actually traveling and running the NHRA Drag Racing Series, and it's just the way of life, man. Some people fish, some people hunt, I drag race.
I agree 100% with that. I started a little bit later age. I didn't get to run juniors or anything like that. I started in a street car when I was 19. We ran a lot of local races and did well. We decided to come out and run some NHRA stuff. I met Danny. He kind of showed me the ropes. The throttle stop stuff, you have to be a weatherman. It's tough. You have to be on top of things 100% of the time, and we race day to day compared to racing back to back, and it takes a lot to really figure it out, and we started racing, really following the tour in probably, what would you say, 2006, 7, something like that, and just following Danny around, trying to learn. It took a few years. In 2010, I was lucky enough to win the world in NHRA, and from there it's just been a whirlwind. It's been a lot of good things that came, and we're just trying new things now. It's next year's going to be a lot more bracket racing. Me and Danny are actually in Weston, Washington Jr. We're starting a new program. We're going to try to start a little bracket series and see where it goes. We're hoping to draw a large crowd and try to improve this sport as much as we can. It's looking really good right now. We're really excited about it. Danny can tell you a little more about that.
I see a lot of folks here, man, tonight. Bring the campers out, the families are here, the wives are with them, the kids. So a lot of the kids are racing too. I see a lot of the camaraderie going on around here, man. And you talk about it's a way of life, and you guys travel a lot. Is this what you see at a lot of racetracks? Do you follow a lot of the same guys, or how does that work?
100%. I mean, we're family. We know probably there's some guys here from out of town, but I would say 95% of the people here we know, and we work together hand in hand. And we, if one of us has a problem, we all have a problem. I mean, you could be competing, against the guy that next round, and you're still going to help the guy, and you don't see that in many other sports. We love it. It's a great thing.
And now getting back to the technical side of things, I mean, I've always thought of drag racing as you go out there and, you just beat the guy to the line. And in some classes, that's so. But then you've got the other stuff where you've got your ETs and your dial-ins. I mean, there is a lot to this sport that you really got to have going on.
Let me tell you how smart I looked out there this morning, because I haven't been to a drag race in a long time. I'm a child of the clay. But I was sitting out there and the car started, and he come off the line, and he stopped, and he slowed down, and then he picked up. I'm like, go, go, go! I was totally all off in another orbit, and Tabitha was like, "No, that's what they're supposed to do."
So
you
you
gotta
have
go, man. You gotta go.
You have to have good equipment, and you have to be a great mathematician. So, and you got to figure out how to put all that together. So you have to be part weatherman, part mechanic, part half genius. You know what I'm saying?
Just what Robbie was just talking about.
Yeah.
He had like a headwind or something that he didn't account for. I never would have thought of that.
So
You're
much
coming
to
down to thousands on those times. That, I mean, how do you guys even get it that close?
lots and lots of practice. That's something that Matt and I probably do most times. Even if we red light, we still drive the finish line. When I say drive the finish line, a lot of people don't know what that means. So once you leave the start line in the classes that we run, it's extremely important to get to the finish line in the least amount of margin as possible to keep from going under your estimated time. Okay, and if you know you're going under, then you need to hit the brakes so you don't go under, and maybe even let the guy have the finish line. So versus a heads-up situation where you pay, you can pay and buy the best stuff money can buy, and you can go really fast. You can have the fastest car, you can still win. Here, you have to have good equipment, and you have to drive both ends of this racetrack. When you let go, that race is not over when you let go of the button.
And I guess that's something you kind of, the more you race, the more you kind of know, because you don't have a clock in there telling you if you're ahead or below or what. You just kind of got to feel it, right?
Yeah, that's highly illegal. We we had a few guys try that, but that doesn't normally work out.
So what we do, and this is just some sort of like maybe instructional, I don't know, but and this is probably there are instructional methods online where you can actually learn how to bracket race, class race, and you can get better. But just a tip for drivers that are out there that may not know, something as simple as when you pre-stage, I call it the 90-degree rule, and this is what basically how I taught Matt. I say taught Matt. He can do everything I can do, if not do it better now. But when I pre-stage, I can go 90 degrees and look at where he's at, and I put about 6 to 8 inches in front of that. And when I'm going through the finish line, my head is directly 90 degrees.
Right.
And I'm going to my spot. I don't care where the finish line is, as long as I'm not in his lane, he's not in my lane. I'm driving him as tight as I can possibly drive him. So my goal is to end up there. So if I do that, I'm probably going to take less than 100, around 100th or less at the stripe. So it does take a lot of, you're going to lose a lot to learn how to do that. But that's the only way you're going to get better at it.
So you're going to have to actually go into section 8 of the Drag Racing for Dummies book.
Tabitha and Robbie gave me a Drag Racing for Dummies book to start reading on.
We were probably in that.
I was gonna say chapter 11. Mine and Danny's names in there somewhere, I'm sure.
But yeah, man, I mean, the technical side has really blown me away from, like you said, having to be part weatherman, mathematician. I can't even imagine what goes into just trying to figure that out, because just a day where it might be a temperature change of say 10 degrees could be humongous, right?
It's huge. You know, the wind, like you were talking about with Robbie. You have wind, humidity, barometric pressure, which we have a storm supposedly coming in. The barometric pressure is changing like crazy. That is huge right now.
Track temperature, just like right now, even if you have a weather station that helps you predict what your car is going to do, it does not know that the sun's not on the track.
That's correct, yeah.
And that's going to affect your 60 foot. That comes with experience and time behind the wheel, and being and keeping good records. You know, you have to be a data logger too. I mean, I log every single thing that I do every weekend, good, bad, or indifferent. Because when you either win or you learn. You don't win or lose is the way I look at it. And I told him that earlier.
I like that.
You know, you
concept.
either win or you learn. Period.
Can someone write that down for me? Because I really need to learn that. The whole win or learn.
Well, and so not only are you know, when you guys were talking about your time and all that, and the barometric, I mean, which I would assume with the barometric pressure and stuff, it has a lot to do with your carburetors, your jets, things like that. But then the tuning on the suspension of the car is going to change a lot too. Because you guys, do you run the 4-lane?
We do. Yeah, we both have 4 links. He has a dragster currently. I've had dragsters. He's had dual cars. We've had a little like 4 links, you know, pretty much make a setting, and once you get the car good, we normally leave that pretty consistent. We'll change compression and rebound a little on our shocks, but that's not normally a day-to-day thing.
That was another thing I was going to say. Shocks, I've heard. I mean, I know in the dirt world, it's huge, but I know there's a guy that used to be in dirt racing that has moved to all he does now is drag racing shocks. So that's got to be, how much are you guys paying for a set of shocks?
Shocks now, I guess it depends on the car. You know, you can spend, you can really get cheaper stuff, which I don't really recommend. I'm not going to throw any names out there because I've raced all kinds of brands of shocks and have had luck. But you know, you got your upper brands, your JRIs, your AFCOs, your Olands, Penske's. There's a lot of technology in shocks. There's a lot, you know, it depends on, we got an unfair advantage with our cars too with Mickey Thompson tires. You know, not saying anything bad on the Hoosier side because they're great tires too, but our cars are easily tunable with what we have on them, and that helps us tremendously.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Mickey's, they've spent so much time the past 3 years testing, and you know, they'll send us tires that don't have a part number on yet, and we'll go make lap after lap after lap and tell them what makes it better, what makes it worse. You know, there's so much R&D at Mickey right now. It's insane.
Now, do you guys get to pick what brand of tire you want, whether it be Mickey Thompson or Goodyear or Hoosier, or just your preference right now is the Mickey Thompson?
Yeah, absolutely. And I can honestly say that when I started, I was a Hoosier guy for nearly 2 decades, and they have a great tire. But for what we do, for what I'm doing, Mickey at this time is by far at the forefront of the dragster tire. It's called the Little Bubba, and we have done some testing with a few different compounds, and we'll see some more stuff. We actually I have a '68 Camaro as well that has an all-out radial tire on it, and it's called a Pro Bracket radial. So I guess what we're seeing, not necessarily on the tire on it being Mickey Thompson, but we're seeing so much stuff changing technically. Technology is just amazing, and the longer we go, the more we're going to see. You know, tires are going to get better, shocks are going to get better, cars are making more horsepower. We see tracks that we used to go to that were sufficient enough for us to stop at and stuff that we can't anymore because we make more power. It's everything is evolving. It really is. It's changing, but it's for the better.
Well, and here, now there's another question we had on our show last week. The question we had, Brewster, that we asked our in-house question was, what was the most memorable, which is a word that Brewster likes to use. We made that word up, memorable.
I like it.
But
That's in the dictionary of Rooster.
yeah, that's
I
right
have my
next.
own spelling book and my own word book.
Perfect.
I put Webster slam out of business. Web who?
What would be your most memorable moment in racing?
That moment right there is pretty cool. But my dad and I actually ran a final round when I was running hot rod in NHRA. We raced each other in the final at our local track for an NHRA divisional race, and I won that final, and that actually put me in the lead for the division championship that year. That was a very memorable run, and also here, the spring nationals in probably 2004 or 5, I ran Troy Williams Jr. In the finals. If you don't know that guy, he's won the $1 million bracket race twice.
One of the baddest dudes out
One of the baddest dudes out here. We had a phenomenal run. He was perfect on the tree. I was 008, and we both drove the finish line super aggressive.
Mine would probably be here as well. I've had 2 or 3. Danny's probably had 40. I'd say 50 maybe, but he'll think of 3 more he should have mentioned earlier. I think here I run it up for the world. I didn't win it. I won it the next year, but I run it up to a good friend of mine, Bo Upton. And the next day I went out and won the national. The most I've ever been paid in one weekend. We used to have really great contingency with IHRA, and you know, they paid for the world that year. They paid contingency and the next day, so it was phenomenal. My parents were both here. We had a great time. I mean, the family aspect means way more to me than the trophies. I would give all the trophies away to have my family here all the time, and it's
that brings me to another memory that, like he said, I can think of it over. But in 2008, I've been sponsored by Moser Engineering since 2007. Well, they in IHRA they had a $22,500 shootout. The winner got $22,500. And the second year being sponsored by Moser, I was fortunate enough in Martin, Michigan. I won all 5 rounds, 22-5, and all the Moser guys were there. Of course, it's close enough to Indiana that a lot of the workers were there, and it meant a lot to them, so it really meant a lot to me to stand on the roll call for that big check. So that was an awesome deal, too.
Because they still got a whole quarter.
Yeah, I was waiting on you if I was just fixing.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, man! But getting down to the home racing community, what excites you the most? Get on the throttle, or the anticipation of fixing the ball, or the success of
Mine's when you turn loose and you know you got a guy covered in the final round. I mean, that's the best feeling ever. You know, you don't have that very often. I think I get more excited then, honestly. You know, there's been numerous times I've turned loose. You turn loose with trans brake button. You actually stage, put the gas on the floor, and turn loose with trans brake button. It's like popping a clutch, pretty much. You turn loose, and sometimes you're like, oh man, this is gonna be a hard one, or you know, I don't even have a chance. You know, you've got numerous things going through your head, but when you turn loose and it's like, oh, this guy can't win, it's the best feeling ever.
Awesome. I'd say my excitement comes from winning a big race with my wife and my little boy there. I got a 9-year-old son that has a junior drag, so he doesn't race a whole lot. But when I roll around and I see the excitement in his eyes, and there's no comparison to that at all. You'll know about that one day.
2030 world champion, Creighton Waters. Look for it.
You guys coming out and
Thanks for having us, guys. We really appreciate it. Also, too, maybe we can get on again sometime. And, like he said earlier, in 2018, we'll be doing, it's called the No Limit Promotions, NoLimitRaces.com. $25,000 to win each day, 3 days. It's going to be 4 races next year. So we're going to give away, by the time it's all said and done, $250,000 each. Third round loser gets money.
very important show. Definitely.
Yeah.
Y'all get in contact with Tabitha, man. She'll get you guys lined up. Because we actually have a phone line now in studio. We do our show every Wednesday night. So you can call in on the show, or, we can talk to you right there. You know what I mean? Saves travel time, too. We'd love to promote for you guys. So anytime you go out and you win or whatnot, just send us back an email, man. Let us know, hey, we picked up the W this week. We'd love to put it on a show for you guys.
Hopefully that's tomorrow for me. If I win this race, or if I go to the final, I'll win the division. So it's a pretty nerve-wracking weekend, but I think we're gonna get it done.
We wish you the best of luck, guys, and thank you again for coming on, and we look forward to hearing from them again.
You got it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Take it out.